Monopoly is rare and an extreme opposite of perfectly competitive market structure. In a monopoly, there exists only single seller where he or she sells the products to a large number of buyers. For this, he or she may charge a uniform price or may indulge into price differentiation or price discrimination. The main advantage to a monopolist is that it has no competitors or rivals in the market and hence it earns profits even in the long run. Let us study monopoly market structure in detail.
Learning outcomes. After studying this module, you shall be able to know the meaning of monopoly and its characteristics, learn how a monopolistic firm determines its equilibrium in short run and long run, learn why a monopolistic firm does not have a supply curve, evaluate the output of a multi-plant monopolist, analyze the meaning and effect of price discrimination. Meaning and characteristics of monopoly. Monopoly means single seller of a product, but it is really a very rare condition to have a monopoly in a market structure, especially in the private sector. Since a monopolized industry is a single firm industry, therefore, there is no distinction between a firm and an industry in a monopolistic market structure. Hence, the demand curve of a monopolistic firm is same as the market demand curve. Characteristics of monopoly. Single seller of a product. Barriers to entry and exit. No close substitute of the product is available in the market. Imperfect knowledge about the product and market between buyers and seller. Price discrimination. No supply curve of a monopolistic firm. However, the main source of the emergence of monopoly is barriers to entry like legal restrictions, patent rights, sole control over the scarce resources, efficiency, etc. We shall now discuss the short-run equilibrium of the monopoly. The equilibrium of a firm is attained at a point where the firm earns maximum profit. The short-run equilibrium of a monopolistic firm can be studied through two approaches, DRTC approach and MRMC approach. Let us do them one by one in detail. DRTC approach. According to the total revenue, that is TR, and total cost, that is TC approach, a monopolistic firm is in equilibrium at the price and output where TR minus TC is equals to profit is maximum. For instance, in the figure, the firm faces a cubic TC function where TC is equals to F plus BQ minus CQ square plus DQ3, where F is equals to fixed cost and the demand function Q is equals to A minus BP. When we graph the TC function, then we get a total cost curve. Similarly, from the demand curve, we can get a revenue function by multiplying it with price, and hence, when we plot it, then we get the TR curve. As represented in the figure, till OQ1 and after OQ3, monopolistic firm faces loss as its TC is greater than TR. Hence, a monopolistic firm earns positive profits only between OQ1 and OQ3. Now, the main question is that at which point or output does it maximizes its profit in this range? This question can be answered in two ways. First is that the point or the output where the vertical distance between TR and TC is maximum is the point or output
where the monopolist earns maximum profit. Another way of finding out the maximum profit is through the tangency points on TR and TC. Consider the diagram. If we draw two parallel lines, both at TR and TC, then the parallel lines are tangent on TR at point P and at TC on point M. Now, if we analyze this, then this is the same point where the distance between the TR and TC is maximum too. Hence, the corresponding output at this point corresponds to maximum profit. Hence, a profit maximizing monopoly reaches its equilibrium at output OQ2. MRMC approach. As we know that marginal revenue, that is MR, is the slope of TR and marginal cost, that is MC, is the slope of TC, therefore this approach is in turn an extension of the previous approach. The equilibrium can be represented as in the diagram. The average revenue, that is AR curve of a monopolist, is downward sloping like a demand curve, and it also the demand curve for the monopolist firm because TR is equals to P into Q. AR is equals to P into Q by Q is equals to Q. Hence, AR is the demand curve of the monopolist firm. Correspondingly, the MR is also downward sloping and have twice the slope of the AR. Therefore, it cuts the x-axis at exact the half of the AR. SMC is the short-run marginal cost of the firm, which is U-shaped because in short run, some factors are fixed and some are variable. And when we increase the production, then the cost initially reduces because of the economies of scale, but after reaching a minimum point of cost, when the production is increased, then the cost also increases due to diseconomies of scale. Hence, SMC is U-shaped. Moreover, SMC is the differentiation of TC, so when we plot this on a graph, we get the SMC curve as shown. Similarly, SAC is the short-run average cost curve of the monopolistic firm, which is again U-shaped, but it is below the SMC because SMC cuts SAC from below, and SAC is the combination of short-run average fixed cost and short-run average variable cost, that is AC is equals to AVC plus AFC. Now, in order to be in equilibrium, a firm has to fulfill the following two conditions. First, MR is equals to MC. Second, slope of MR is greater than the slope of MC, that is, MR should cut MC from below. Consider the figure. MR is equals to MC at point N. Correspondingly, the profit maximizing point or the equilibrium point of the firm is N, where a monopolistic firm produces OQ quantity and sells it at OP1 price and thus maximizes its profit.
Now, in order to be in equilibrium, a firm has to fulfill the following two conditions. First, MR is equals to MC. Second, slope of MR is greater than the slope of MC, that is, MR should cut MC from below. Consider the figure. MR is equals to MC at point N. Correspondingly, the profit maximizing point or the equilibrium point of the firm is N, where a monopolistic firm produces OQ quantity and sells it at OP1 price and thus maximizes its profit. Now, in order to find out whether at this point the monopolistic firm earns a positive profit or a normal profit or a loss, we draw SAC and the point where it cuts PQ line, that is at point M shows the cost of producing OQ output. So, as per this, the price of selling OQ output is OP and the cost of producing OQ is OM. In other words, the total revenue from selling OQ output is OP1PQ and the corresponding cost of producing this output is OP2MQ. Here, clearly, the cost of producing the output is much less than the revenue which the monopolist earns after selling it to its customers. Hence, the rectangle P2, P1, Pm is the positive profit or the supernormal profit which a monopolistic firm earns in the short run. The next question which arises at this point is that does a monopoly firm always make positive profit in the short run? The answer of this is no, because there is no pure certainty that a monopoly firm will always earn positive profits in the short run. Hence, given the level of output, the three possibilities can be: first, if AR is greater than AC, there is economic profit for the monopolist firm. Second, if AR is equals to AC, the firm earns only normal profit. And third, if AR is less than AC, the firm makes losses, a theoretical possibility in the short run.
Economists have found out that a monopoly firm do not face a certain or unique supply curve because a monopolist has a power to discriminate price. That is, he can sell same quantity of output at different price and can sell different quantity of output at same price. In order to show this, let us draw a diagram depicting a monopolist selling same quantity at two different prices. For a monopoly firm, the equilibrium output is attained at a point where MR is equals to MC and P is greater than MC. Therefore, under this condition, it becomes really very difficult to trace a unique relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. Now, suppose a monopoly firm faces two demand curves for its product as D1 and D2, then correspondingly it will face two MR also. Since the cost of production is the same, therefore it faces a single MC which is upward sloping as usual. Now, MC cuts both MR at the same point at E, depicting the same OQ level of quantity to produce, but when we stretch this point to their respective AR curves, then we can see that the price for the same quantity is coming out to be different. The consumers whose demand curve is D1 gets the same quantity at price OP1 and those facing D2 get it for OP2. Hence, the monopolist can sell the same quantity of goods to the different users having different demand curves at different prices. Similarly, he can sell different output at the same price as follows. In this case also, the monopolist sells different quantities, that is OQ1 to the people having D1 demand curve and OQ2 to the people having demand curve D2 at the same price OP. Hence, in both the cases, a monopoly firm finds it very difficult to get a unique relationship between the price and the output of the firm. Hence, it has no certain supply curve.
Now, we will discuss the long-run equilibrium of a monopoly firm. A monopolistic always has option to close down in long run if he incurs losses in the short run and can continue production in case of profits. If SAC is greater than AR, then the monopolist makes losses in the short run and will go out of the business in the long run if the market size is so small that no plant size can endure pure profits in the long run. However, if AR is greater than SAC, then it earns a short run profit then the monopolist will continue production and can even expand in order to maximize its profits.
As represented in the diagram, AR, MR, SAC and SMC shows the short-run conditions of a monopoly firm, and LAC and LMC shows the long-run conditions. The intersection point of LMC and MR curves determines the equilibrium output at Q2, and given the AR curve, the price is determined at P2Q2. P2Q2 is also the long-run equilibrium of the monopolistic firm, as the monopolist maximizes its long-run profits at this point. However, the total long-run profit is shown by the area LMSP2. Note that P1Q1 price and OQ1 output is the short-run equilibrium, where its short-run profit is shown by the smaller shaded area.
We will move ahead and discuss price discrimination under monopoly. A monopolist always have the option to charge different prices of the same product from different consumers or group of consumers, as he is the sole producer of the product. This is known as price discrimination. Consumers are discriminated in respect of price on the basis of their income or purchasing power, geographical location, age, sex, quantity they purchase, and also on other grounds which the monopolist may find suitable. There exist three types of price discrimination exercised by a monopolist, which we will discuss. First degree price discrimination. When the monopolist sells its output at different prices which different consumers are willing to pay, then this kind of price discrimination is known as first degree price discrimination. In this type, the monopolist extracts the entire consumer surplus. Second degree price discrimination. When the monopolist divides the entire market or the consumers into different groups, sections, or categories, and then charges different prices from each section, then this type of price discrimination is known as second degree price discrimination. Third degree price discrimination. When a profit maximizing monopoly firm sets different prices in different markets having demand curves with different elasticities, it is using third degree price discrimination.
Suppose there are two markets, A and B, with different demand and MR curves. The horizontal summation of both demand curves and MR curves gives the total demand curve and total MR curve as represented in panel C of the figure. Given the MC curve of the firm, the point where MR is equals to MC gives the profit maximizing output OQ of the monopolist in panel C at point T. The profit maximizing output for each market can be obtained by drawing a line from point T parallel to x-axis through MRB and MRA. The points of intersection on curved MRA and MRB determine the optimum share for each market. The monopolist maximizes profit in market A by selling OQA units at price AQA and by selling OQB units in market B at price BQB. The firm's total equilibrium output is OQ is equals to OQA plus OQB. Since at OQA, MRA is equals to MC in market A, and at OQB, MRB is equals to MC in market B, MC is equals to TQ is equals to MRA is equals to MRB. Thus, the equilibrium condition is satisfied in both the sub-markets and the monopoly firm adopting the third degree method of price discrimination, which maximizes its profits.
We shall now discuss the deadweight loss under monopoly. Monopoly not only causes loss of social welfare but also distortions in resource allocation. The suboptimum allocation of resources and loss of social welfare is known as deadweight loss. Suppose there is a constant cost industry which has LAC is equals to LMC. Given AR and MR curves, a perfectly competitive industry will produce OQ2 at which LAC is equals to LMC is equals to AR at price OP1. On the other hand, under the same cost and revenue conditions, the equilibrium of a monopoly firm will be at point K with OQ1 of output at price OP2. The comparison of prices and outputs under monopoly and perfect competition gives the measure of the loss of social welfare. We will discuss the loss of social welfare under monopoly. The loss of social welfare is measured in terms of loss of consumer surplus.
If an industry is perfectly competitive, the total output available to the society will be OQ2 at price OP1. The total price which the society pays for OQ2 is given by the area OP1 LQ2, which is equals to OP1 into OQ2. The total price which it is willing to pay for the output OQ2 is given by the area OALQ2, which is the value which society would be willing to pay for the output OQ2. Thus, consumer surplus is equals to OALQ2 minus OP1LQ2 is equals to ALP1. If the industry is monopolized, the equilibrium output is set at OQ1 and price at OP2. This leads to a loss of a part of consumer surplus. Loss of consumer surplus under monopoly is equals to ALP1 minus AMP2 is equals to P2MLP1. Of this total loss of consumer surplus, P2MLP1, P2MKP1 goes to the monopolist as monopoly profit or pure profit. The remainder MKL, which is equals to P2MLP1 minus P2MKP1, goes to none. Therefore, it is termed as deadweight loss to the society caused by monopoly.
Summary. This module has explained the characteristics of monopoly and how it is different with the other competitive markets. As all the markets have a supply curve, monopoly does not have a supply curve, rather its MC is its supply curve. A monopolistic firm may earn supernormal profits, normal profits or even losses in the short run, but will only earn supernormal profits or abnormal profits in the long run. This is because that one of its characteristics, that is, it has barriers to entry and exit, and hence if it earns losses in the short run, it goes out of business in the long run, else it will continue its production. Therefore, it is said that it will only earn supernormal profits in the long run. A monopolistic firm may also have more than one plant where it can produce its output and can increase the output from the plant which has the lowest cost in the long run.
in order to maximize its profits. A monopolist may also engage in price discrimination by charging different prices from different customers. We have seen that there are three types of price discrimination: first degree price discrimination, second degree price discrimination, and third degree price discrimination. At last, we have also explained the deadweight loss as the total loss of the society which is caused by monopoly market structure.